Hi, hi, hi! Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Real View podcast. I am your host, Lanita, kama K, kama kawaida. And today I am so excited to be here to talk about menstrual health because you guys asked for it and you want to learn about it. And I thought, what's better than to bring someone who actually lives in it every single day? Someone with experience over 11 years in this game, and of course, even more years as a woman. I have Dr. Aruna with me. Dr. Aruna, where do I start? TEDx speaker, Montessori expert. I mean, it's endless. What you do for the community is just inspiring. Would you like to tell us more from your own mouth what you do concerning menstrual health?
Thank you so much for a great introduction. It's always become a privilege to share what you've achieved through the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you said, yes, I don't hold PhD. I'm an honorable doctor, and I hold my 2 certificates there in different sectors. And yes, I am a forex dealer. I am a Montessori teacher for a decade, and I am also environmentalist.
Wow.
And I am an advocate with now activism towards menstrual health and hygiene.
Wow.
I have done the TED Talk. I'm one of the Suja. I was also awarded by our
president.
Our president, Dr. William Rutter.
Yeah.
And so many awards. So yes, I am Aruna Varsani.
Wow. I mean, I like how you've just wrapped it up. I'm Aruna Varsani. How does it, I mean, a day in your life, how does that look like?
It gets overwhelmed at some point. But let's say I wake up in the morning. I have my rituals, which is first thing after shower. I have my prayers done. And then go to the kitchen as usual. Cook for the family, cook for myself, and enjoy that space. And then comes to hit the gym. Because gym is very important, especially when I'm educating something which is very painful at some point or very heavy in emotion. So you want to be in a space where you are a little bit letting it out, those emotions. So I go to the gym, come back, have my breakfast, and come to the workshop or start my day with a project. Check my emails, check my WhatsApps, check my all socials. As I said earlier, I run my own socials majority time. So I end the day with going to the Karura forest. I have my peaceful walk. And then say, okay, I'll wait for your next day. And have family dinner together and little social happening on dinner table also, because it's very important to give your presents to your family members also. So this is how the day goes. But there are the days I have worked till about 11, 12 o'clock because I need to shoot certain emails. I have to do certain communications, pile up my work for next day. As I have an army which works with me. I'm not alone. So I have to make sure everybody is in their space, and I have to match up my space with them because they are still young. They are Gen Zs almost. So yes,
and they're still learning. They look up to
learning
you for
also,
direction.
But once they get the space, then control over the learning, what they have been taught, then they are unstoppable.
That's amazing.
So, and those are 75 of them.
Girl, I think they should, when they are defining hero, after that, hero, a person, Aruna is a hero. Because what you're doing is just beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. I told you before, I didn't know about you, and I'm very sad that I didn't know, but I'm glad now that I do know about you. But when I got into what you're doing for the community, for Kenya, I feel like you're literally a national treasure, and I'm glad the president could see that and awarded you as such. And I'm just so humbled to have you on the podcast.
Thank you.
So humbled.
I am also very lucky to be part of this advocacy because each and every voice counts.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm
true.
also proud of you.
Yeah. So I want to know, why are you so passionate about menstrual health? Why menstrual health for you?
It connects two feathers in my head together. One, educating for sustainable education. I was doing that and working towards to put every child in a school, at least interested into the education sector. Now I came to know there's a bigger portion, the bigger challenge our girl face is not having menstrual product. But being also educationalist, I realized product is 10% problem. the education is 90% problem. Again, teacher in me and say, how can I make it 100%?
Yeah.
And that's how I started advocating towards the menstrual cycle or menstrual period specific, because again, being woman, a mother to a daughter, and always having that connected with myself also as a woman, I said I want to make sure that I put the child, now this is a general child, not only girl child, into the school by providing two elements. One is educational material, and the second is the product, which is sanitary towels.
As we were having our chat before this recording, you were also very particular about bringing the boy child on board. It's not just about the girl child for you. So for you, menstrual health advocacy is not just about girl child, but also boy child. What do you feel like? And like previously, when we'd be educated about this, it would just be, girls come, let's talk to you about this. But now you're saying, girls come, boys come, everyone come. We have to learn about this. Why is that important?
Because every girl have a boy in her life.
Yeah.
The first figure a girl will have is the dad.
Yes, the father.
Right? The father figure. If she cannot express this, what's happening to her in her menstrual cycle days, to her own father, do you think she'll be able to explain to the boyfriend or a brother?
Yeah.
Right? So it's very important. Right now you hear so much about period challenges, isn't it? There are girls who have been period shamed.
Yes.
There are girls who's been not helped when she's in her menstrual cycle. There are girls who is not been understood when she's in her hormonal change.
Yes.
But who are these? These are the men or the males or the boy child, isn't it? But we as a woman, did we educated the boy child? Boy child don't menstruate. They don't know exactly what happens to us.
Yeah.
Right? If they see stain on my dress, they can react, but they don't know how to react.
Yeah.
So I'll copy the other child. If one wrong reaction done, the whole classroom do the same.
Yeah.
Right? So did we really educated that boy child when we are blaming them that you're period shaming our girls? Does he know what is shame? How you feel when you shame? Did we any time shamed our boy child for any other things?
Yeah.
We have not. So education when it comes to menstrual cycle, the dad needs to know what's happening to the daughter. The daughter also needs to express to the future husband or maybe the husband that what exactly happening to her when she's in a menstrual cycle, or even in the school or maybe in a workplace. Nowadays we know the women are making a progress by representing themselves on a business table making decisions, but that's not it is only.
Yeah.
Right? Did we really educate them that this is the space I need? But when you say a boy child that give me a space, doesn't mean that go away.
Oh yeah.
Understand me in my space.
Yes.
Could be also one of the ask. But are we really expressing ourselves very well? Are we involving them in this conversation? No. Remember also puberty comes to the men also.
Yeah.
Where is the advocacy for this? If we don't open up on our menstrual cycle days that what's happening and I need support, maybe please give me hot water cup to drink.
Yeah.
Or please just give me 5 minutes. I'll come back to what we are talking.
Are
we really there in that space? So boy child is very important to talk about it because they are the one who is day to day dealing with it also, not only a girl.
I get it, but I would say, and I'm glad I'm talking to a woman as well. Growing up, the periods have been a taboo. Even now, as we're speaking, periods are a taboo. Even in educated spaces, people who have gone to school, periods are still a taboo. So how do we?
So let's understand the content taboo. Okay, the taboo means culture based. What you have done it before. Taboo means not talking to a boy child and expressing your feeling, what's happening when you are in your menstrual cycle. Taboo means not even educating through the different government body also. Did we really educate it? We are saying your practices because of culture based. But if you go backward, 1,000 years back or 100 years back, those practices which we are now calling them is a taboo, it has worked for them before.
Really?
Yes, go back to some of the community places or traditional places. Now, because we have all this facility, we are telling them it's a taboo, right? And I appreciate there is education now, but that education staying within the city, is it really reaching to the girl in a rural?
No.
So how do we say that she's, or how do we label that is a taboo? Taboo means having a gap in education.
Yeah.
Taboo means practicing something which you have not been educated. Because you are now reacting what you understand. Taboo means something we have not created the awareness about it. Me and you talking taboo, we cannot eliminate the word taboo. The government has to come together to talk about it. Male and female has to come together to talk about it. School has to also participate. But the main participant in any of this also comes is from a mother.
So the mothers should do better in educating their daughters.
Yeah, better 100% participate in these conversations
Nothing
with their
less than
children.
100, yeah.
And that could be a boy child and a girl child. The best if you say that you have a relationship and first relationship you have in any human is your mother.
Yes.
She can express anything and everything
to you.
Yes.
And you can absorb it.
Yes.
But now how do we help this mother who herself is also confused about all this?
No. They can be confused in certain areas. Like when you go to the upcountry, I understand, because that mother has not received any education or anywhere she could have heard about this, isn't it? But the person who is in a city achieving all the goals, top-notch person holding masters and degrees, and if she does not talk to her child, that is period poverty.
Talking of period poverty, when you talk about period poverty, we think it's all about, you've brought a perspective of it also being mental,
Yes.
not just the financial bit of not having the pads and all that, but it's also, that's poverty.
Yes, when you talk about poverty, guys, educate ourselves. What is poverty? Is everything around money? No, it's about the sustainability, the circularity, the advocacy, the talking, education, and the gap which is between generations. My period, if I don't talk to my daughter will never know what my period pattern was.
Yeah.
Because that's my experience, it stays with me. But the moment I share, that at least that part of education she got it correctly, because in future she has any problem with her menstrual cycle or related to something genetically connect with the mother, she'll know how to react.
Knows, yeah, she like, mom taught me this, so I should expect this, or I should know this.
Or even it's when you talk about hormonals or you talk about menopause, if I don't share with my daughter when my menopause, what age I did receive it, how will she know? How will that doctor know? Who normally needs to be track it through your genetic mom, isn't it? It's replicant. It's the same pattern will come. At least closer to what mom pattern was.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Yeah. So period poverty is not only having menstrual product, is also not having education, which is 90% problem is education. When girls are menstruating, they don't know what's happening to them. They see themselves sick, they see themselves dirty, they see themselves something is wrong, they see themselves they are not normal, they're infected, you name it and they're there.
Have you seen, like, you've worked across Kenya and you've worked with a lot of cases, I'm assuming. Have you seen a case whereby you're like, no, this should not be like this? I'm sure you know about all poverty, period poverty, but there's a case where by a girl, the period has caused all this at the same time and it really touched you. Do you have a story like that?
I have so many. Because every year I visit 15,000 girls.
What?
15,000 girls. And I don't get together like thousand and thousand of girls. No, I break them into the smaller number to make sure they have enough room to ask me questions.
Yeah.
And to do that, I need to learn also child psychology. And that's what I qualify. As I said earlier, I'm a Montessori teacher.
Yeah.
So I have that little knowledge how to interact with a child who is totally closed, who will not open up about their menses.
Wow.
You have to build that relation first. And I cannot build that relation into the full room of 1,000 girls.
Yes.
It's impossible. So yes, there are so many of it, but there are few which I felt, which was last year only. I can recall it. She actually was taken by a mature person and said, if you have a physical relationship with me, you will not receive your period like a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
It was explained by a person who was very mature, who understands that if I have a physical relationship with this daughter, which is the content we always call is sex,
Yes.
she become pregnant, and then she'll not have a period for 9 months.
So she thought that's a better option than
Yes.
having period.
She actually went for it.
What?
She actually went for it, and the next thing she found herself, she was pregnant.
No. Oh,
so
no,
these are
that
the
is so
advantage also the
heartbreaking.
people are taking. So why we are not educating also that mature men that to stop doing this to the younger girls, stop doing to the girls who does not even have idea that after I'm going into this is the next thing happening. 9 months missing out on school, not even missing out, now you're dropping out of school because
Completely.
now you are pregnant, you can't come to school, you're out of maybe family even because family realize there's no way we can handle both this situation now. The challenges we see on the ground and the story I receive is uncountable. I was last year in Bungoma County. I did one project for 1,500 girls. I went to one school, 45 girls were teen pregnant. Present. 45 girls were teen pregnant. Whatever the reasons, either they are going for sex for pads or they are being taken advantage of like this.
Wait, what? Sex for pads?
Yes.
Can you just get into what? Wait, isn't that even negating what we are doing in the first place? Sex for pads. So these people tell them, I'll buy you
So
pads.
what happens?
If you
Let me
sleep
give
with
you the
me.
nature of ground. What happens? Okay, it's not only sex for pads, but lots happens. When we go to the up countries, we all know some of our villages are very interior.
Yeah.
Right, and this content came up very very loud or very aggressive when especially girls were not going into school or counties were closed in COVID time.
Yes.
Okay, now what happens is between two towns there's always that rider who does true and forth whatever the work business is doing. He brings those pads. He knows that there's always girl who's going to buy this pad. How much is a packet of pad? 70 to 80 shilling.
Yeah.
Okay, but in exchange they don't take money. They go for sex for pad. 70 shilling, guys. I'm not even talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What?
70 shilling. And the next thing she found herself, either she's pregnant or she's been infected with HIV infection or she's more vulnerable because that person will keep coming with that pad. Now, I take you back to the earlier point we talked about it. Poverty.
Yes.
That girl used to use all piece of cloth material maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just talking general now. I'm not picking in one space. Was that sustainable or this is sustainable now? Was that poverty or this is poverty now?
I feel like now this is poverty.
This is poverty.
Because at least the cloth you can wash it.
You wash it, wear it. I know it's dirty. You give the terms of medical, it will come up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But is that available for that girl? That piece of cloth was available.
Yeah.
Why did I introduce these pads and then now she's more vulnerable?
Yeah.
That which one is correct for me now? Or why I cannot do this or go back to what I was doing it? I know it's unhygienic. I know. But which one is better option for that vulnerable girl? Sex for pads, HIV infection, teen pregnancy, or the old piece of cloth which is still washable and still available for our girls somewhere? Yeah. So when we talk about poverty, this is what it is. Then when we talk about taboo, these are the barriers we are. I know there are practices. You know, when you go out there, you hear a lot of taboos and talk about it. There's lots more than what we hear. And when you only connect with where the actually big gap is when you talk to the people on the ground. Don't pick it something in a city. Go to also the place where actually the poverty is happening also, or go to in that place where office is, or maybe even into the homes where the poverty is also taking place. And how vulnerable these girls are. When in my 11 years time, when I started this project, the age bracket to receive their first period was 12 to 13 years old.
Yeah.
I'm only talking 11 years back because I don't have other experiences. In between, I started seeing the girls, 10 to 11 years old girl, shifted.
Oh.
And now, 7 to 8 years old girl is receiving their first period. So who will teach them now? Even in syllabus, they don't come across.
They're not covered.
So what is the next label we are going to give to this period content? Is it poverty? Is it what it is now?
Yeah.
What are we trying to fix? How are you going to teach that 7 years old girl or 8 years old girl that now you're going to start your menses and now you're going to see the blood coming out from your private area? That should not be this way, or this way.
Can she even understand a 7-year-old?
No.
It's a baby.
She's only a baby.
But if we don't teach her again, it's a problem.
It's a problem. And that teaching will not come in a school now because school syllabus comes 5 to 6 years, grade 5 or grade 6.
Yeah.
She has not even reached that grade.
Later.
Huh. So are you going to still blame the educational system?
No.
No. You have to also take as a responsibility as a family, as an individual, as also the next person to that girl.
So I get it how it all comes back to the mother. We
mother
educate
and
the
father.
Mother. And
even
the
mother
father
needs to educate father.
Yeah.
So in case of anything happens to mother or whatever the scenario, a father should be able to handle also the daughter.
Child. Wow.
Right?
Wow. So what does menstrual dignity mean to you? Because I feel you've talked about poverty. There's some place you talked about hygiene. How would you feel, or what would you define menstrual dignity to you for that 7-year-old girl, for even a 30-plus-year-old woman? What does that mean?
If I have to put it in a few words, I cannot say one, but advocacy means, or dignity means, respect for both gender now. I wouldn't only talk about women. A product should be available everywhere. As we always talk, and I've always heard about it, we need a dispenser in a bathroom, we need this and here. But have you ever seen a man walking around with a pad and say, that one lady in my office might come to me and ask me a pad? That's called dignity.
Oh,
have you ever talked about or heard about that a woman talking to any colleague that I'm in my menses and today is my heavy day period and I'm dealing with it? That's called dignity. Have you ever heard about what our departments in government sectors are doing also? We have heard enough of blame game. I know there is a lot of challenge also.
Yes.
But how or when we are going to stop this blame game? An individual taking step towards educating and taking advocacy, it's called dignity. Having healthier product available, which is chemical free, and also something which helping really and comfort.
Yeah.
That's called dignity. Having a space where a girl can talk to even gynecologist, doctor, making sure that facility is available, called dignity. So these are all dignity space we have to create it, and it has to be safer space for our girl. But before all this, let's empower our girl, and that's where the empowerment comes in. Make that confidence in a girl that talk to a man. If you have to talk to that matatu driver, you should feel confidence that no, this is what I have to do it. I'm feeling it this way. You know, you never know. You will be that last person dropping off that matatu, and then you might have to share something because you're in a situation. Are you going to say you are a man, I will not talk to you? What was the fault of that matatu driver? nothing. Because he was not given space or shared, he doesn't feel part of it, then he has to let it be. Because if he enforced to ask something, it becomes another blame game. You are a man and you're stepping into, you're harassing us.
Yeah.
That's called dignity.
It's called dignity for everyone.
For everyone. Dignity cannot come only for God.
It's so
a product, advocacy, understanding, sharing, where it needs to be.
I get, but I'm also really getting educated. I've said since I walked into your office, I've realized I'm also part of the problem. And if everyone could understand the role they play in this entire thing, because I would like to see a version of our community, our country, where I would just go to like the shop, even buying pads. Buying pads is a problem for fathers. Literally, just buying a pad is a problem. If I could walk to a shop and say, give me a pad, if the shopkeeper is a man, it's a problem. He's afraid. He's like, okay, sawa, hii ndo nataka, acha nikufungie, you get it. I don't know how
I know
we can
it is
get
a problem because we as a woman have created this problem also. Men has also played the role, but as a woman, did we really put an effort to educate a man?
All right, so that's dignity, being able to talk about it, buy pads freely, get our fathers into this. There's a story you were telling me before about you were on radio, then a father called. Where were you?
When I say that what is dignity, I have worked on it also. That's where I get confidence that what we need to do in a dignity space also. So I was in a Samburu County.
Yeah.
And there was a space where I got opportunity to do the radio interview. Yeah. And I went there, but definitely I had to have a translator to explain to the people in the Samburu language. And we were going through these interviews and working on it, and then at the end of the interview, we said, okay, we are going to go live and ask the questions.
Yeah.
So we opened up the chat and we said, okay, ask question, what you have to. You'll be surprised. Almost 40-45% questions are coming from men.
Really?
Yes, and this was through platform of Facebook and wherever the radio had their own our channels. 45% of that questions were men who were asking. And one dad came and asked that, is it normal if I go to the supermarket and buy a sanitary towel for my daughter? So it shook me back a little bit. And I said, how do I explain better? Because it was almost 25,000 people are listening in that county.
Yeah.
I said, are you a biological father to this daughter? He said, yes. Mm-hmm. I said, have you ever gone to buy diapers for your daughter when she was baby?
Yeah.
He said, yes. I said, when she was young, she had no vocal voice. She did not able to express, you know how to buy the diaper?
Yeah.
How did you make a choice for your daughter? She said, no, it's just that I went to the supermarket and I bought what I felt comfortable and what will be correct one to fit also in my budget. I buy. I said, okay, now your daughter, she's teenage. She has a voice to express how she feels about it or what exactly she needs.
Yeah.
Or what type of pad she needs.
Yeah.
She'll able to express and you go and buy the pads. He realized that when she was young, I was buying everything. There was no that oh she's a lady and she's a daughter. Let's not do this, right?
She was just my child.
Yeah, she was just your child. So she's still your child. Nothing has changed between you and your daughter. She's still your daughter. She's still your child. So you can go. And then the next question he had that when I go to the supermarket, in that section where the pads are, I definitely take slightly longer than a woman picking a pad because I need to read.
Yeah, to
what my daughter
what
has asked. Yes, there's so much option on shelf, isn't it? He said, then the reaction I get from the other women was like, what are you doing in this space? Why do you need to come and buy pads? It's not for you, it's for women. It's a woman thing. You see how we are putting the situation into that dark corner.
Yeah.
Instead of we would have actually come and in case if this man asked the help, said, please madam, help me, I'm looking for this specific pad. you should be the first one to come and help as a woman because you understand better than what he's asking.
Yeah.
He never got chance to wear pad. He never got his period. He doesn't know. He just brought the message from the daughter, specific criteria, what she's looking for, and now he has to read one each product every space because he has to bring what the daughter is asking. But isn't it easy if he comes to you and say, Anita, I'm looking for this pad and a large one and I need 7 of them and this, and you said, okay, this is the one, pick it. Did we really open up that space for a man?
No, we haven't. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if someone asked him, where is the mother of this child? Why are you here?
See, now are we really, we have to also bring this gender equality in a space. Are we really equally treating them?
No.
Because it's men, because my mother did this, I do this. No. Yeah. Your mom might need not get chance to go to school, but you got it.
Yes.
How better you approached?
Yeah.
How better you fixed the problem?
Yeah.
It's individual. I cannot blame government. I cannot blame teacher. I blame everyone in this.
We
and
all
that
have
could be
played
ourselves
a role.
also.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have to create that space. And when you talk about gender equality, which is another whole topic, but did we really treat it equally in this space? No.
I don't think so.
Because we are the one who said we are the women.
Yeah.
There was a time I was in a Migori County. In the evening, the market happens.
Yeah.
On the main road.
Yeah.
Okay? And then everybody comes and sells whatever the goods they want to sell. Somebody is frying the fish, some may be selling their fruit. So I just went random on that road and I said, I'm going to ask question to the lady especially. So there was one lady who has 3 children around her and she was selling the fish, fried fish. So I asked her, I said, how many children you have? All general conversation. And then I asked her, does your husband know you menstruate? You know what she said? I don't need to share that with him. It's nothing to do. I said, you have 4 children with that husband. Yeah. But there's nothing to do with him. I am the one who is menstruating. I have to look after myself. I have to do things. There's nothing to do with men. Why do I share this? I'm only picking one example.
Yeah.
In that full street of people.
Yeah.
So where is the dignity?
I don't know.
Where is the equality?
We have a very skewed perception of equality and gender.
Yes, but it all comes together, right? Yeah. When we talk about business sector and say, we need that space on the table.
And we get it.
We get it. But did we really create equality as a woman?
No.
I know men are learning, but as a woman, what was the approach? Just to make that space?
Yeah.
Did you share when you say, okay, I am now pregnant, so I feel sometimes vomiting. I need to have small breaks all the time. Why are you pushing so hard to hide all these things and perform better?
Yeah.
I know we have to perform better. Yes. But that man who might want to understand that, okay, give her half an hour break. She needs to go to the bathroom and she'll come back and pick up where she left.
Yeah.
But did we really explain to that man that this is the situation I am in? I need at least 5 minutes. No. But then men keep pushing. Then you say the men are not creating the space for women.
They're not fair to us.
Huh?
If they really don't know.
Huh? How are you going to blame that person? So same thing happens in also gender equality and dignity, what we are talking right now. I request it because thank you for giving me this platform, because this one will be listened to more people, isn't it? Me sitting in my office, if I can do this, that is a privilege.
Yeah.
The frustration I go through at some point, I feel like how far I still have to go. I know I can't finish poverty.
Yeah.
But wherever I'm working, whichever the space I am I really 100% putting an effort? That's
what. Are you leaving an impact?
Yes.
You are.
That's what we need to create.
Yeah.
We cannot finish the world poverty. Right now, even 50% girls are dropping out of school. And we're talking about menstrual cycle. They have been taken advantage. They have been giving wrong product. You as a woman, if you are promoting wrong product, are you really advocating for menstrual cycle? Are you really advocating to remove the taboos? Are you really into the dignity space? Yourself first. Ask yourself question. If the product is wrong, you can't use that product. How are you going to give out to
someone else?
How? Which space you are in?
If yourself you don't even understand.
How are you going to give someone, if it's not practical for you, how you are expecting that girl to wear it who is still in a new space of menstrual cycle? Please.
Okay, we have, I don't know, I'm asking myself the same questions because I'm not asking the audience, I'm asking myself the role I've played in this. But anyway, when we do, we learn. When we know better, we do better.
Yes. And that's what I want to do from this platform, to educate and have more champion who do 100%. Do 100%.
Anytime.
Don't do one time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I've been seeing and you get disturbed. Honestly, you get disturbed that you went to help there. Did you really help?
Or were you doing it for yourself?
I'm not sure they're really trying. And if this is the platform I get to educate everyone, I'll tell even that, please, when you're giving a packet of pad to a girl, is it enough for one period? Yourself, you're changing twice and thrice, and that's the hygienic. Well, you've been advised to do it. A pack of 18 or 12, is it enough for one period? Think.
It's not.
Think. Is it practical? This is where the frustration comes in. That you being a woman, if you're giving one packet, I know there's no pad than having better, but you are the voice to those 100 girls. Did you really ask for 2 packets? Or why you going to 50 when you can manage 20 at least 2, 3, 4 months and give them at least say these 30s are done. Let me work for the 30s.
Yeah.
Because you have been told to give it to 100 girls. Then I could have opened the packet, give one.
One.
I would have done that, no?
Yeah, true.
You can do that also, no?
Yeah.
But if you are advocating, you cannot do wrong.
Okay.
You can't do wrong. You need 12 to 18 pads in a one period. That is single-use pad I'm talking about.
Talking of pads.
Yeah.
Between reusable and disposables, which one would you advocate for?
Which I've been doing already, which will be reusable pads. I have myself used it. I have also used this single-use pad. I'm not saying single-use pad is bad, but I'll advocate for reusable pads. Few reasons. Number one, the quality. Because in the market, there are so many products. If I go to the supermarket right now, I will buy for 200 shilling or 210, 220 shilling a pack, right? Yeah. When I go to the other place, which is local duka, or to go to the smaller duka, the different company pads are selling is for 70 to 80 shilling. 150 shilling is not a profit. Yeah. Quality. Second thing, nobody is teaching them how long you should wear. That education is nowhere. Accidentally you wear it, the single-use pad, for longer, there are chances you get rashes and allergies and all these things. Where reusable pads, in my knowledge, to those 68,000 girls I've reached, they know exactly what happens when they misuse the product. Yeah. But still, it's organic product in case it's misused. Which girls sometimes do behave like that because they're in that tender age. They want to experiment. They want to behave and say, okay, today I'll not change on time. I'll do tomorrow. It happens. We are humans.
Yes, we are.
But even in that space, reusable pads are safe. Yeah. They are comfortable, right? You can learn how to make your own pad. It's reduced period pain. And when period pain reduces, she'll not miss on school. Yeah. Or she'll not have to take that painkiller. Yes. Which have another side effect. Yeah. Any medicine you take, it has a side effect. And every girl I go and when I talk to them, how do you deal with your period pain? The first answer I always get is, we take painkillers. Where do you buy your painkiller from? Chemist. Is there a doctor who would giving you this painkiller? No. So who is diagnosing where is the problem and then which painkiller is correct for our girls? Because my mom took Panadol, I'll take Panadol. Yeah. Or because my school gives me paracetamol, I'll take paracetamol. Period can have a problem also. Yeah. We all know PCOS, we all know fibroids, we know all other things. Endometriosis. Yeah. So all this pain, how can you treat with one medicine? So I educate the girls also. I said, you come to school, you need to go to doctor first to diagnose the problem. Period pains are not same pain. Right? So reusable pads also, it lasts for more than 2 years.
Wow.
It has a safety button. What I have come in my 11 years time, I have changed my pads pattern 4 times.
What?
4 times. And every time I find it practical and I change.
Yeah.
Because things on the ground are changing also. How could I give out same pad?
Over and over, yeah. Yeah.
So some areas, before I used to do any color. Then I realized, no, we have to go for muted color.
Yeah.
Because as I like to have every pretty things to use, even other girls like to do same thing.
Yeah.
So the muted color is important. Plus, I was putting Velcro as a safety button. Now I realize that girl of 7 to 8 years old girl who doesn't know anything much around, she's not able to wear with the Velcro. Now I have to put touch button.
Yeah.
In between, I came to know that the periods are getting heavier for our girls because of the food they are consuming, the lifestyle they are in, and the stress they are going through. So I had to also put four medium and 2 large.
Yeah.
See how it has changed. Until today is changing.
You're still
so
learning.
How can you give the same pad over 11 years when things have changed way far and quicker on the ground?
And this is just 11 years.
Yes. I'm only talking about 11 years because that's the data I have.
Wow.
I've been to 20 counties. I've also learned about how people are sustainable on the ground also. Not every tribe is also making mistake out there, guys.
Yeah.
They know how to deal also naturally with this period pain. But because as you just asked me question about single use or reuse, and I, after all this, visited to the girls and done these 20 counties, gone to the dry area also where there is no water, I still will advocate for reusable sanitary towels.
Yeah.
The period pains are reducing. They are available for 2 years. They are also comfortable. It has the safety buttons, and girls are performing better in their school because they are regular for 2 years. Now I'm giving that one packet of single-use pad. Next month she doesn't know what to use.
Yeah.
Even schools are providing pads, but when it comes to holiday, she's home. There's nothing to use. So what I started doing right now is also I started teaching girls how to make their own pads.
Wow.
Are you talking about period poverty? Now remove that poverty from grassroots.
Yeah.
Do that.
You don't
Skill them. So I don't need to go back. I don't need more Aruna out there. I don't need more advocacy in that specific area. At least they know, and at least that girl who knows how to learn how to make their own pad, which is hand stitch. You don't need these fancy machines also.
Yeah.
That's called sustainable.
Yes.
Are you talking about sustainable period? These are sustainability. Teach them so they have been skilled, and then she will look after her mother, her sister, her daughter, her whatever the daughters or ladies comes in her life, her neighbor, her friend. She will teach that at least I know how to do this one. Let's do it together.
Let's do it together. Let me show you.
This
You
is
don't
how
have to
you
miss
remove
out
the
on
period
school.
poverty. Having conversations on dinner table, advocating for what you do in correct way, and also putting yourself first in that shoe, that are you really removing the period poverty. So this is the space I am in, and this is how I've driven with these 75 volunteers I have who are Gen Z, and they are working day and night on this space. Sometimes my social media, these children, because they all have their own space on social media, they keep forwarding me and said, talk about this, let's talk about this, let's share this, because even some areas we say taboo is around religion.
Yes.
There was a reason why it was introduced those times, but there's a reason why also nowadays people don't understand why we are doing this.
Times
that doesn't mean the times have changed, right? But doesn't mean the knowledge is waste.
Yes.
You educated, you modify, it's fine. You can't block the old knowledge. It worked for those era. It worked for those old people.
Yeah.
It did. Like in my own culture base, where everybody says it's around religion, but olden days, we are farmers. Okay, our lady used to go to the farm. Then she comes and cook for family. Then she comes and look after the children. So at some point we realize, or whoever has realized those days, that this lady is getting worn out totally. She's physically, mentally, and also when she's in her menses, she's totally, what do you call, no energy at all.
Yeah.
So what people did says, for 5 days, don't come in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
You're not allowed to come in kitchen.
To give you some rest,
Yes.
at least.
those days.
Yeah.
But now if I've been told same thing, I will say it's a taboo.
Yeah. Why are you not allowing me in the kitchen?
But you have to understand where she comes from also.
Yeah.
But you have to also educate backward to those generation that mommy, now
No.
things are different. You are here to help me. I'm not going for this physical activity. I'm in the office and sitting and doing my work. So my things have changed. The nature of environment has changed. People have to change. But you cannot say something did not work those days. It worked for that lady.
Yes.
Because she had to cook for not for herself.
For
and
the
we being in
entire-
Asian community, we stay in extended family.
Yes.
So it worked. Even right now, that period hurts are there. It worked at some point. It may be not working now
Right
because
now.
we have a facility. We want to make sure every girl receive that facility. But
Yes.
it's a girl's right.
Yes.
It's her right. Because menstrual cycle is not your choice. It's naturally there.
You can't control it.
You can't
actually.
control it. It's there.
Yeah.
So when it comes to talk about all this content, this all has to play a role together.
Yeah.
I cannot say period poverty I am finishing if I'm not doing correct. I cannot say the dignities are in place when other things are not in educating anything about it. I can't blame. There's some point I reached, Anita, I said, I'm not going to blame anybody. Let's do the things.
Yeah.
Because
blame,
why I should waste? Yeah, I'm
anything.
blaming government. You blame Duka people. You blame doctor. You blame mom. But everybody has to take that same action. But in my space, am I fixing first? Am I working into removing this period poverty from grassroots? I assure you right now, 20 counties I've been. I work with the Red Cross because they are there in every county. Every county I have educated 50 people how to make their own sanitary towels. Who right now, even if it's a snail space, they are going to the school and teaching those girls how to make their own sanitary towels.
I think that is so beautiful. Because you're always waiting for help. We're always waiting for someone to come.
Yes.
And now when you learn it by yourself, I mean, it's out of the way.
It's totally out of your way, and it's like you focus on other things. This is done. And
Let's move.
Yeah, even when you donate reusable pads or support a girl with a reusable pads, when she takes home and if mom knows how to, she still know how to make one at least.
Yeah.
Because cotton material, we get it everywhere across Kenya. You do not miss out on cotton.
Yes, we have it everywhere.
Yes. And that's what you need. A needle and thread every house you have. So skill them. Remove the period poverty from grassroots.
Yeah.
Stop doing blame games. We are done. Create your own space where 100% you have a confidence that that person who going to walk out after they met you should know what's happening, should know how to react to the situation. That's what I do, and that's what I want to do.
And that's what you do it together for better.
Yes, that's
literally
what
come
the mission
together to make this better.
Yes, that's how the younger generations are joining this kind of institute, because they connect, they understand, they know what's happening even in their own house spaces or family spaces, that how we want to reduce the stigma within the family. And they're educating their mothers. The mothers are feeling so nice, especially when they hear from a boy child that I went today to the field to give out education on menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
That mom feels so proud. That's called dignity.
Yes.
Giving back to your mom a pride.
Yes.
That I understand your space and time was not correct to educate me, but now let me do. Because I got the opportunity. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not always also mom to a child. Even child can take it back to
the
their
mom. Yes. That's it. It's everyone, all of us in all these spaces, because it could be that 7-year-old who came to probably one of your meetings, goes back home and tells them, Mom, I learned about this. And we educate each other at any level.
Yeah, they do share, especially when I talk about the period pain, how they're dealing with it, and when I educate them, I actually sometimes ask them a question. I said, where do you buy your medicine from? Duka, chemist, they give the name, supermarket, whatever. And I said, normally, think about it. Who normally write for your medicine, which one to eat? Doctor. So was there a doctor in the chemist? No. Who decided then that medicine was correct for you? Because my mom goes by and I bought the same. Now, mom did a mistake, whatever, But that child needs to understand and learn that no, mommy did mistake, but let me not do a mistake, and I go and educate my mom.
Yes.
That mommy first go to doctor. I know there is a poverty. We will again going to talk about money. But even if you have that facility, are you really going to doctor and then going to the chemist? The school have nurses.
Yeah.
Who check on them. But do you see what I'm trying to say? It goes round.
Goes round. That's why you can't really pinpoint. You just have to start where you are with who's next to you.
Yeah.
Educate that person and move. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. So I have learned so much. Now we are heading towards. I think we're just wrapping this up.
Okay.
I am so happy to have met you.
Thank you.
Okay, let me wait. I'll say this after. If there's one parting shot to anyone watching this, you would love them to know about period poverty, menstrual health in Kenya. One thing that they should never forget. What would that be?
The message to everyone is, please be in this together for better, not for your better only. Be always together. Make every day count in your life and make sure you're empowering that one person next to you. Do not wait for world to come to you. That one person is already a world within next to you. So be always together for better and advocate for the right things. Thank you.
That is beautiful. And that sums it up. And I want to say thank you again. So I'm just going to wrap.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, there's a lot. If you want, you'll go to our page. I'll link our page. And you have to learn about Together for Better, which is an awesome foundation. It's doing beautiful things right here, not even in the whole of Kenya. And I hope you're even going to extend later. But first of all,
yes. No. Right now we are already doing it also in India.
Yeah.
Because I feel that I have to give back where I come from also,
of course,
right?
Of course.
But because I'm also Kenyan, so I start from here.
Yeah.
And this project is 100% Kenyan. I buy material from Kenyan. Yes, I am a Kenyan. I purchase everything from Kenya. I make it in Kenya. I create jobs in Kenya, and I provide this within Kenya only.
For Kenyans.
It's for Kenyans. So it's 100% Kenyan project. So join us wherever you can.
Okay. Remember to subscribe, comment, and share. And remember, I'm going to end this episode by saying Together for better. That's it. Thank you so much.